Ralph Shearer Northam is an American politician and physician serving as the 73rd Governor of Virginia since January 13, 2018. A pediatric neurologist by occupation. He was an officer in the U.S. Army Medical Corps from 1984 to 1992. Northam, a member of the Democratic Party, served as the 40th Lieutenant Governor of Virginia from 2014 to 2018 prior to winning the governorship against Republican nominee Ed Gillespie in the 2017 election. Northam was born in the town of Nassau Docks on Virginia's Eastern Shore on September 13, 1959. He and his older brother of 2 years, Thomas, were raised on a waterside farm just outside Onondaga, Virginia. The family grew a variety of crops and tended livestock on their 75-acre property. As a teenager, Northam worked on a ferry to Tangier Island and as a deckhand on fishing charters. He also worked on a neighbor's farm and as a stock boy at Meatland grocery store. He and Thomas attended desegregated public schools. Northam graduated from Onondaga High School, where his class was predominantly African American. Northam's mother, Nancy B. Shearer, was originally from Washington, D.C. She was a part-time nurse at Northampton Accomack Memorial Hospital, and her father was a surgeon. Nancy Shearer died in 2009. Northam's father, Westcott B. Northam, served as a lawyer and is a veteran of World War II. He entered politics in the 1960s, serving 3 terms as Commonwealth's attorney for Accomack County, Virginia. After losing election to a 4th term, Westcott Northam was appointed as a circuit court judge for Accomack and Northampton counties. Westcott Northam's own father, Thomas Long Northam, had served as a judge in the same court. Thomas Long Northam died when Westcott Northam was only 14, and a few years later, the family farm in Morristown, Virginia, where Westcott had been born, was sold. The farm had first come into the family through Ralph Northam's great-great-grandfather, James, who along with his son, Levi Jacob, had owned slaves, one of whom, Raymond Northam, was freed to enlist in the 9th Regiment of Colored Troops. Ralph Northam was unaware of his family's slave-owning history until his father conducted research into their ancestry during the time of Northam's gubernatorial campaign. Upon learning about this part of his family's history, Northam said, "The news that my ancestors owned slaves disturbs and saddens me, but the topic of slavery has always bothered me. My family's complicated story is similar to Virginia's complex history. We're a progressive state, but we once had the largest number of slaves in the Union." In high school, Northam was voted most likely to succeed, and graduated as salutatorian. He was a member of his school's basketball and baseball teams. Northam graduated from the Virginia Military Institute in 1981, where he served as president of VMI's honor court and received a bachelor's degree in biology. He went on to Eastern Virginia Medical School, earning his MD degree in 1984. From 1984 to 1992 he served as a United States Army medical officer. During his Army service, he completed a pediatric residency at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas, followed by a child neurology fellowship at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. and Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland. During Operation Desert Storm, he treated evacuated casualties at Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany. Northam was discharged from the U.S. Army in 1992 at the rank of major, after having completed 8 years of service. Since 1992, Northam has been a pediatric neurologist at Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters in Norfolk, Virginia. Prior to entering politics, Northam voted for Republican George W. Bush in the 2000 and 2004 presidential elections, a fact that opponents raised in later Democratic primaries. Northam says that he was apolitical at the time and regretted those votes, saying, "Politically, there was no question. I was underinformed." Northam first ran for office in 2007 in the 6th Senate District, which includes the eastern shore of Virginia, Matthews County, on the Middle Peninsula, and parts of the cities of Norfolk and Virginia Beach. He was unopposed for the Democratic nomination. On November 6, 2007, he defeated Nick Reris, a two-term Republican incumbent, 17,307 votes to 14,499. He was re-elected in November 2011, defeating Ben Loyola Jr., a defense contractor, 16,606 votes to 12,622. One of Northam's first major activities as a state legislator was to lead an effort to pass a ban on smoking in restaurants in Virginia. The bill failed the first time, but it passed the next year and Governor Tim Kaine signed it into law. In 2009, Northam, a self-described conservative on fiscal issues and liberal on social issues, was the subject of an attempt by state Senate Republicans to get him to switch parties. This action would have given Republicans control of the state Senate. But after news